Ay, qué rico. Mamá huevo. Eso es solo que conozco de Venezuela. Gracias, chama. Hasta la próxima. Buenos dias, amigos. From a sunny but chilly December day here in Madrid. It's my last day here, and I'm in the city's and Spain's biggest park, a place called Retiro. And it reminds me a lot of Parque de Chapultepec and Ciudad de Mexico, the biggest park of the Americas. Also here, as in Mexico City, there's a massive lake where you can take a boat and drive around with your boat. Just like in Mexico City, just like in Parque de Chapultepec. We're obviously not going to explore this massive, giant space of greenery here in the middle of Madrid. But we've come here for a reason, not far away from here. In fact, just around the corner is the world's most elite Venezuelan neighborhood. Yes, Venezuela, one of the poorest countries in the world. Obviously also have some of the richest people in the world because they've got the biggest oil reserves in the world. But famously the country has pretty much been, effed, or is being effed every day by communism and by its dictator Maduro. So over the years, since the 2010s, more and more rich Venezuelans, oil-rich Venezuelans, came here to Madrid in exile and to a specific area just around the block from here called Salamanca, which is nowadays called Little Caracas. Couldn't be more interesting. So if you want to find rich Venezuelans, you won't find them in Venezuela. You'll have to come all the way to Spain and to Madrid. Let's explore the Venezuelan elite neighborhood, where apparently also even Venezuela's current president-elect Edmundo González is living in exile in. So, without further ado, vamos! I can technically still enter Venezuela. I'm not an American, I'm a European citizen. I technically get into Venezuela if I wanted to, but it's not the best moment to go to Venezuela, I reckon, especially if you don't know anyone, if you're just a little solo European traveller, and going there now, in the current political climate, as a gringo, with a camera in your hand, speaking English to a camera in your hand, I think it's not the smartest of choices. So visiting Venezuela will have to wait for me, unfortunately. I will do so, definitely, I want to do it. It's been a dream of mine to go to Venezuela, always has been. And I will, but I'll still wait until the situation there improves, until Maduro is gone. Because I don't want to end up in a Venezuelan communist jail. It's not something I'm really eager for. So, welcome to Little Caracas, as they call it here in Madrid. The elite neighborhood of Madrid, which has been populated now in the past decade by the elite of Venezuela. Among them apparently politicians in exile. And of course President-elect Edmundo González, not Maduro. Looks a bit like London, like Kensington or something. Here we've got our first sign that we're in a fancy neighbourhood. Christian Louboutin. We've got a Louboutin shop here. You won't find that in any barrio of the city or any neighbourhood. Designer stores everywhere you look. I've not been to Venezuela yet, but I bet that's not what the streets of Caracas look like, of the real Caracas. Here we can see Versace. Versace. Man. I guess all the Venezuelans in this world that can afford Versace probably are in this neighborhood and probably have been to this store if they own Versace. Fancy a Rolex. Another sign that we're in a very exclusive and rich area, in a posh area, is that everywhere you see these loadery stores where you can buy your loadery tickets and probably make football beds and everything. And it's not like that's the only one here in the area, they're like everywhere. Everywhere in this area you see these, like every 10 meters or something, every block. I guess people here don't have enough money. You can never have enough money. Venezuela, I reckon 95% of the people of Venezuela are up there with the poorest in the world. They can't afford nothing. And then you've got the 5% that are up there with the richest in the world. It's an interesting country. Could be the richest country on earth. Could be like Saudi Arabia. It could be like Switzerland. It could be rich. Well, communism. Good old communism. Well, we've reached an interesting place here. Mercado de la Paz. The La Paz market. Maybe it's a Bolivian place, who knows? I'm judging by the people that sit here and by their looks. This used to be like a cheaper area here in the neighborhood, maybe more of a local area, maybe more of an immigrant area, not an exclusive one. So let's see what we can find here. Oh wow, it's a market. Maybe we find some food stalls here, like across the Atlantic. Then I'll feel like at home. Oh yeah, it is like in South America. You can eat inside here. Oh, looks interesting. Looks interesting. Surely not the cheapest market I've ever been to. I think I found my place for lunch. Look at it. This looks like a Venezuelan place. You got arepa here. And tacos. You got Mexican tacos, Venezuelan arepa, cachapa, I'm not sure where that comes from. Then a bowl, a pan de maíz. This looks like a Venezuelan place, judging by the looks of it, or a South American place at least. Hola, buenas. Eso es un lugar venezolano. Ah, perfecto. Encontramos nuestro lugar por almuerzo. I've had the rappers in Colombia, but the Venezuelans I've been told are better. Sorry Colombia. Right guys, I've got my 750 arepa, Venezuelan arepa. I think that's super cheap here in the most exclusive area of Madrid. So I'm really not sure how to eat it, but I guess I have to eat it somehow with my hands. I'm now about to try my first ever Venezuelan arepa. I've had this a lot in Colombia, but in Colombia it's different, so yeah. How to eat this with my hand? No clue. There it goes. There's some plátano, some banana in it as well, so provecho guys. That's tasty, man. That is tasty. The guacamole is really nice. I love guacamole. Some beans in it as well, man. I could have even gotten more ingredients, but it was so full already. Look how filled, how stuffed this thing is, man. Look how stuffed this thing is. How am I supposed to eat this? Qué rico. Muchas gracias, chama. Venezuelans say are the chamas. Colombians are the parceros, in Mexico they are the ways, in Argentina locos. But yeah, look at it, look at this beauty guys. I prefer Argentinian empanadas. Argentina has the best empanadas, but the Venezuelans are pretty special, pretty unique. They are like kind of fried. It's not just dough, it is fried, a fried dough. It's with beef inside. 2 of these is a meal as well. 1 is a snack, so it's dessert. So, provecho de nuevo, mis amigos, mis chamos y mis chamas. It tastes a bit like a chicken nugget filled with beef, and it's kind of got like a sweet taste as well to it, like The dough, the fried dough, is also kind of sweet. It's pretty good, and also a bit of cheese. Rico. Cuando ustedes van por Madrid, deben probar la más rica comida venezolana en todo Madrid. Con mis chamas acá. And el pan. They even take Bitcoin here at the market, at the Mercado La Paz. Wow. I didn't expect to get this type of vibe as in that market here in this neighborhood, man. Latin American people, they're just the best in the world, man. Wherever they are in the world. Even in this fancy, exclusive neighborhood, you find amazing Latin American people. It's just crazy. Mate, I just had a coffee in that market, off camera, for €2. Man. In the most exclusive barrio, or one of the richest barrios of Madrid, you still get a coffee for €2. This is the most Latin American city in Europe, definitely. It looks like London here. London or Paris. The fancy avenues of little Caracas. Probably before Venezuela fell into communism and dictatorship and to poverty. Some streets of Caracas probably look like this, because Venezuela actually used to be what it should be, used to be the richest nation of all the Americas in the 1960s, but then, yeah. And right here, right next to this fancy mall here, El Corte Inglés, very famous clothing shop, designer mall here in Spain. We've got, from the same company, the same brand, El Corte Inglés, La Tienda de Navidad, the Christmas shop. Christmas is approaching, so it's time to buy your Chanel. So shall we have a look inside into Madrid's most expensive Christmas shop? Let's have a look. Most expensive Santa. Christmas trees here for the most expensive Christmas tree here costs €429. Bargain. I've just come out of a building full of fragrances. Entire building is just full of fragrances, like 90% fragrance. So of course I smell good now. I just acted like I wanted to buy some. Fragrance is like for 160 to €250 per bottle. I've tried a lot of them, but yeah. And there's the Gucci store, by the way. Man, here we've got Cartier, and here we've got Gucci, and there we've got Philippe Plein. This might be the most exclusive of the most exclusive corner of the most exclusive neighborhood of Madrid. Philippe Plein, Gucci, Cartier. And then we've got Tiffany & Co. Got everything here, everything that a millionaire needs. Or a millionaire's wife needs. Well, it's not just Venezuelans though that live here. It's not just rich Venezuelans. It's people from all over Latin America. Of course, I guess there's also some Spanish people here, but I think Madrid is the most Latin American city I've ever been to outside of Latin America. I've spoken in my 3 days here in this city with more South Americans, Colombians, Venezuelans, Argentinians, Mexicans, Peruvians than actual Spanish people. You don't even hear the Madrid, this typical Spanish accent a lot here. It's more the South American accent. It's interesting. It's an interesting place. And the perfect place to come to when you're a European in love with Latin America. Of course, like every other Spanish-speaking country and city we've been to together, Madrid obviously also has a giant flagpole with the Spanish flag waving. Well, my take on Madrid, I mean, to have this weather in Europe, in Christmas times, sunny weather, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like it here in Madrid. I like Madrid. It's not Latin America, but it's the closest thing to Latin America that you can find in Europe. The city is full of Latinos. As such, the culture and the city is pretty much influenced by the presence of the Latinos here in the city, and the vibe as well. So, that's it for 2024, guys. And it's time for me to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope you're having the best Christmas ever with your families and friends. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the new year. See you guys in 2025 for some more adventures. Probably on the other side of the Atlantic again. So, hasta luego, amigos. See you in a bit. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad y Feliz Año Nuevo. See you in a bit, guys.